time to time. Anyways, hello, new friends. I believe the strangers are friends I haven't known yet. I actually have a friend who says everyone comes in on a level of 3 out of 5, and then they have to prove themselves. And I'm saying, everyone comes in on a 4 or 5 for me. That's the way I think about it. So hopefully you will think the same thing. I decided to call these few minutes from red lights to green lights when it comes to leading in times of change, or actually not only in times of change, because just like Bhumi said, change is constant, but rather in times of uncertainty. Yes, I've been doing this. I left the corporate career back in 2006. So for 17 years now, I have been coaching leaders and teams around the world. And I've noticed that so many leaders are frustrated. They don't get the impact they want. They don't get the change they want. They don't get the passion or the movement that they want. And some of them do. And then when they do, they have what I call the ABC of psychological needs in place. Let me show you what I mean with that. And see, Paul, if you can pin me so my screen becomes big, unless you already have. Here you go. These are the ABCs of psychological needs. Autonomy, belonging, competence. That's what you want. You want to be able to make your decisions. You want to belong to the tribe. And you want to show and grow your competence. You want to be significant, basically. That's what you want. But what I noticed so many times, and this, by the way, is what I call the green light mentality. The green light mentality. If you have a traffic light in your brain, this is the green light. This is when you have access to the full brain. But what I also noticed, and it's so many people feel this instead. The stress is high, anxiousness is high, frustration is high. This is what I call the red light mentality. If you have people who feel like this, they cannot be very productive. They cannot perform on their peak level. Actually, for a while they can. You can make people go through change by making them feel scared. But what I'm talking about and what I'm promoting is, of course, to make them feel engaged and motivated, because that's much more sustainable. That's the difference between those two. They are afraid sometimes. There are uncertainties in the world. If we look at it from this perspective, for instance, there's always something. We want to go to that side. Yes, we do. But there's sharks in the water. And everyone is asking, oh, what does this mean for me? What about this change? What can I do? Will I lose my job now? Or will it be replaced by AI? What is it? So we have to have that in mind and kind of respect that this is how people feel. But what we can do instead, for instance, is to just say, okay, let's say that we are here and we want to go there. This is what we want to do. So we have to set the proper kind of goals, don't we? We have to say to people, okay, who do you want to be in this new future? Who do we want to be in this new future? So let's just say who. What are our core values? What is it that we want to strive for? How do we know that we succeed? Identity goals, if you will, and make them very clear. And then the second question you can ask, of course, if you want to go to the next, if you want to lead through that change, is, of course, what? Now, this is what most people think about when it comes to goals and so on. What do we want to achieve? If this is the person we want to be, or this is the organization we want to be, what do we need to do in that case? What do we need to achieve? How do we know if we succeeded, and so on? And so far, it's all good. And so far, you might not always be able to involve everyone, although I think you should as much as you can. But the third step then is, of course, the how. How do we get to that side? Do we need to take some steps in order to get there? How do we want to do it, basically? So you have the who, the what, and the how. These are really important for us, because if we don't have that clarity when it comes to that, we will have a red light thinking. That is the problem. So we need to make people's brains turn green. And I can tell you right now, that is my mission in life. I want as many green brains as possible, because I've looked into the data. And the data says, for instance, these are just some of the numbers I found. Profit goes up, productivity goes up, customer satisfaction, everything just goes up. While if you are on the lower side, on the red light mentality, everything will go down. Like accidents, errors, and so on. Actually, creativity will also go down, but what will go up instead is accidents and errors. So that's the one. Yeah, there's nothing to lose by being kind, by helping people transform that one. If they're scared, give them empathy. If they're confused, give them clarity. If they're just happy and lazy, give them energy. My name is Antoni Lacinai, and I hope that we will talk again soon. Thank you.